You can't turn on your television, go to the movies, or fire up your game consoles without experiencing computer-generated imagery, or CGI. CGI is behind some of the iconic characters, scenes, and special effects in pop culture. Well, CGI has transformed into virtual influencers, or CGI influencers. These influencers are computer-generated people who have the realistic characteristics, features, and personalities of humans. This morning, we welcome Donna Waterlake, Director of Marketing Strategy and Analytics at Virginia Tech Papillon College of Business, to tell us more. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So I know you were recently interviewed on the Today Show about the CGI social influencers and the impact they may have on our purchasing decisions. So let's start with what influence marketing is. Can you give us a very brief description?
Sure. I think, there's a variety of levels of influencer marketing. It goes from a micro sense to a macro sense, and it depends on the number of followers and your ability to engage them, to influence them, and to move them, whether it is to share a comment, to purchase a product, to act a certain way. These influencers have control over certain communities with their subject matter expertise in different areas. So that is pretty much the world of influencers, which have become huge within the last decade or so, and their ability, but we often see sometimes, depending on certain influencers, if they can connect with their community. And I think that's what where CGI comes in, where it's very, very relatable to who certain audiences are and seeing themselves versus seeing somebody who may have, millions and millions of followers, but really doesn't relate down to a 16-year-old and what they're doing today.
Sure. Let's break it down a little further. What exactly do you mean when we say computer-generated social influencers?
So it's a curated online presence. And there's a couple of big tech companies out there that are the wizards behind the curtain and really, really curate the content, everything from the movements to the clothing to the situations and scenarios that they're in, hanging out with friends, having ice cream, having arguments, whatever it may be. It's all curated from a mastermind of a tech company that then puts it out there. They even, to a certain extent, had two different ones that were curated, and they were arguing online in real time, Instagram time, etc., to showcase and who is more real, who's a robot, etc. So they even had a playoff on it within their own world.
That's crazy. That's so wild. For anyone that's completely foreign with this topic, where do we typically see these CGI social influencers?
One of the biggest places is honestly Instagram. I mean, Instagram is, as much as we have a variety of different platforms, and number one of them, are very, very active. Instagram is where you're going to see them most, where they're gathering. And if you look at statistics and in terms of followers and people that are really following, it is that generational cohort.
Well, typically we're seeing these CGI social influencers mainly on Instagram. Why do you think they've become so popular with younger audiences?
It's interesting because a study has been done, and if you think of Instagram, it's the most popular platform, right, within the teen and younger audiences. And what they're looking for, there's actually the study, which was really 6 social aspects, which are information sharing, to be cool and to be trendy, for companionship, for boredom, passing time, and overall just information searching. So if you think about any teen and their ability to scroll and scroll and scroll, this is an opportunity for them to connect with them while they're looking at their feed and to provide a companionship, a friend, a connection. And especially within the world after COVID, everyone is socially looking for more connections out there. So computer generated influencers fit that role very, very well.
What about the role of parents? What should parents, or what do we need to do when it comes to monitoring computer-generated influencers online?
I think it's very important for parents to not just think that their child is in their room or on their phone doing something, whether there are parental controls that they can look at, they can see, ensuring that the child, cannot perhaps purchase off of Instagram feeds, and any of that kind of thing, but be involved, talk to your kids. I mean, I say that time and time again to really know, what is reality and what is not. There's oftentimes, even from a human perspective, for online line do we know we're talking to a chatbot or we're talking to a real person? So that line has been blurred within the last few years. So really just educating our children and really advocating for more education within the schools as well as it relates to all of this influence, cyber security, the whole bit of it.
Yeah, it truly has taken social media to a whole new level.
Yes.
Yeah, and as parents, we even need to be more mindful and aware. This has been so insightful. Thank you so much for sharing with us this morning.
Thank you so much as well. Take care.
You too.